It's an exciting time to be part of Land O'Lakes environment and safety program. We've got more management support than we've ever had, and with that management support comes increased expectations. A couple of the things that we're doing now that we've never done before is really getting conscious around culture. We're defining what it means to build a safety and resource conservation culture. We're putting resources against it, and we're holding ourselves accountable to hit those goals.
I've been with the company, I'm on my 19th year, and within the 19 years, I would say the safety culture here has changed. I mean, it's done a 180.
Well, I tell you, when I first started here, as far as the safety culture is concerned, 13 years ago, there wasn't very much as far as safety. I mean, we had the signs up, sure, be safe, don't enter confined space, whatnot. But I've noticed over the years, especially the last 6-7 years, there's been a lot of changes towards safety as being the main focus.
For a long time, people would be asked their opinions, and they really didn't matter. It was basically just blowing smoke. It seems that there's a lot more interaction now with the employees. Things that are suggested now are actually, they're taking heed to these issues that caused a lot of money to go down the drain.
If I go back to maybe 5-10 years ago, safety observations were very generic and they always were, yep, everything was always safe. We've kind of changed that culture here at Story City. It's okay if we find something that's not safe, you know, let's fix it, let's find out what the real problem is.
Over the last couple of years, the change has been very strong towards what culture we want to drive towards for safety. The feeling out in the plant is getting to be stronger and stronger that safety is more important, a step above production, which before it was always production, production, production. So we've definitely came a long ways from that standpoint.
Whereas a lot of the cultural things from a safety standpoint were reactive, now they're more proactive. You know, people are looking at changes, they're looking at imminent danger. The BOSs is a good example where, you know, people are engaging each other instead of a supervisor or someone else engaging them.
Employees are feel more comfortable saying when something is not safe. They feel comfortable coming to a supervisor right away. They feel comfortable actually talking to their fellow coworkers also if they see something that's unsafe. I'd say we've really turned it around, and there's about 95% of people that actually are really concerned about everybody's safety, and they participate willingly.
I came on board here in April of 2010, and when you looked at our safety record at that point in time, the previous year we had 21 recordable accidents. So far this year we've had 1. And you know, the big change I've seen with our people and with our leadership is one, our plant managers that we've had here have really promoted safety, let our employees know that safety is a value, it's not just a priority that can change. We've also been working with our supervisors to make sure, because they have the most direct contact with their employees, that they're doing things like leading the safety committees, that they're out there on the floor doing behavior observations, talking with their people about safety, doing safety talks.
I'm one of the originals, so the change that this plant has made in the 13 years that it's been in operation, you know, to think back when we first started, it's a wonder we went as many years without a lost time or recordable injury that we did, because there's no question we were nowhere near as safe then as we are now. So I guess the only advice would be to just stick with it. You know, it definitely pays off. I know it's prevented many serious injuries, this emphasis on safety.
I just think that the people here really have the message, especially the people that have been here a long time. We have had some years in the past that, you know, we didn't do very well from the standpoint of accidents. But in 2013, we were accident-free, and we're carrying on. We're now at 18 months without an accident, either reportable or lost time. They're taking it to heart, and I think they're also getting that lesson that you stay accident-free by staying diligent.
What I'm actually seeing is more employee involvement on the floor. I'm seeing more of a structured approach from the management group here to the plant. And I think that everybody is embracing the need to have an accident-free environment.
I could go on and on. This past year has been unbelievable. the improvements that we've made throughout the plant for safety. So it's at the forefront. It's at the forefront of every meeting that we have. We talk about it, whether it's an office meeting or a plant meeting or a shift meeting, whatever it might be. That's the first thing that we talk about.
Having a shift meeting, a pre-shift meeting, is extremely important to deliver safety to the group, because that's done on a daily basis. We take a good share of each meeting to talk about safety and to stretch in every shift startup.
At first, we were all pretty much resistant on it. We didn't like it. A lot of I don't know if I could say this, but it was ridiculous for some of the guys. It really was, and I started thinking about it. It's like ever since I started this stretching, I'm actually doing it at home, my garage, in the living room, kitchen, outside, working in my garden. I'm stretching and start stretching. It's the best thing for you. And being tied up and laid up on the couch or the recliner because you can't move around and do stuff, and when you're watching your kids outside playing on the trampoline and the pool, it's worth being with them to be out there. Just take some time and stretch and just be with your family. That's what you're here for.
We have a lot of older people in this facility, and one of the tough things was kind of break through to them to get them to do the safer thing rather than what we've always done. And there's a lot of pushback at the beginning, and now that they've kind of seen what is important and what's safe and how the culture is changing, they've kind of bought in a little bit, and that's been really rewarding.
And we're all still learning. I mean, this safety thing it's a growing process all the time, so that's where we're headed at this point.
It's great to change rules to make it more safe, but the harder thing and the more successful thing is to change the mindset and the culture of the individual. That's where you'll see the true success in your safety program.
I would say safety culture is something that it's a learning curve for everyone. No matter what you have in place, there's room for improvement.
I saw a very funny incident one day. One guy is at the end of the room and the other guy was about to break a lockout point, and he was yelling all the way from the other side, "Make sure you lock that out, make sure you lock." I loved it. I was like, okay, this is what we're looking for, This is what we're working at. Okay, excellent. We emphasize these points also in shift meetings. This and that happened yesterday. Appreciate that. Good job. This is what we're looking for.
I believe there will be a day within Land O'Lakes when it will be a rare occurrence to have an injury. We're starting to act like that now. We're treating every injury as a bigger deal. We're looking to learn from it and make sure that it doesn't happen again. On the resource conservation side, we're no longer happy with small incremental improvement. We know we can do better. We know in today's competitive environment we have to do better. And we're putting the processes, the people, and the resources against it to take us to the next level.